With the surge in popularity of the test dummy, in which it lets you test out your team's DPS, this let me test out a theory that I have always wanted to test for a very long time. This being, how much DPS difference is a good rotation compared to a suboptimal one? Alright, it is a new day. We are over here in front of one of the weekly domains. I was just farming it for a bit, just like in preparation for like future characters. Maybe Varka, maybe not. But the reason we are over here and not in Miliastra Wonderland for now is for two reasons. A, you cannot see your builds in Miliastra, and two, you cannot change your teams whilst you're inside the test dummy. So I just want to show you teams that I'm going to be using for the tests. It's literally just these four characters that I have right over here. I'm just going to go into their character profile. So I'm going to start off with Kazuha. I'm going to make it as short and brief as I can. But long story short, he's got 1000 EM. He's C2. He does have the Freedom Sworn, and he does have the VV artifact. I am going to go really quickly through the artifacts like this. I won't really like be stopping on them. Just if you want, you can like click, like make it a bit slower and have a look at it. He is triple crowned, and these are his stats. Pretty much 9 crit rate, 100 crit damage with 137 ER and 1000 EM. Moving on to Arlecchino, I don't really think I need to explain much if you're a regular in the channel. He is C6. She is R5. She's got crazy stats. She is top 0.001%, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. But she is a 5-piece whimsy. This is her flower, her feather, her sands, her goblet, and her circlet. And then obviously, as you can imagine, triple crowned. Moving on to Silali, double crowned, C6, R1. She has 1100 elemental mastery, but pretty good stats. She's got 56 crit rate and 98 crit damage, which okay ER. She doesn't need much ER. But yeah, obviously, as you can imagine, scroll in the city. That's pretty much her stats. And lastly but not least is Bennett. One of the best supports in the game. Thank you, Bennett. He doesn't have any elemental mastery, but he's got a crap ton of energy recharge. So he's got 62 to 150 with 237 ER. He does have the Misplitter, and as you can imagine, he is crowned on his burst with 8 talents, but I'm not going to be using that. C6. And then he does have the Noblesse Oblige set. That's pretty much for their builds. Now moving on to actual Miliastra testing. There's going to be 3 different tests. I just want to show you guys how to actually get to the page first, because it might be a bit confusing. Like when I first went into it, I didn't really know what I was doing. I literally went into it like 2 days ago when I used the test dummy for the first time. So it's pretty simple. When you go over here to this first like icon, you will see it'll give you like a pop-up message. You need to go through like a cutscene pretty much. It'll take like 2-3 minutes. You go through it and you'll be put into the world of Miliastra. Once you're inside that world, you basically have 2 different options. You can click the icon again, and you can search for the Wonderlands. If you have like the UID saved, which you can see I clearly don't have, you can search for the test dummy. I will link it in the description of the video. If not, if you already have it saved, you can see over here. Obviously, I'm not in Miliastra right now. I'm going to go into it, so I need to go first into the lobby, but I'll show you that you can access it from that page. So if I go back into over here, and I go into the test dummy, and we're going to start the game. We will teleport over there, and then we are over here presented with this team, or with this screen. And this is where you pick your team. You cannot change your team whilst within the lobby. You have 2 minutes to pick a team, by the way. But yeah, obviously we're going to pick this team, and then we are going to go into the test dummy. To simplify it, I am going to run 3 different tests. One is going to be Arlecchino, just absolutely no rotation. It's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Like, or 6, sorry. So 6 total attacks. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do this for a total of 60 seconds. See the damage output. And then I'm going to do the second rotation, which is going to be a bit more optimal in people's eyes, I say. It's literally going to be just 1, 2, 3, then dash, 1, 2, 3, and repeat all the time within the rotation. And then the third and last one, and even before recording this video, like recording this audio, I've already recorded this in the background It took me a bit of time because obviously she is C6 R5 at the end of the day. I don't really need to go and like do this testing against like the Abyss or anything like that. She just hits incredibly hard. She defeats every enemy, so I don't need to like even maximize the damage in that regard. But I've already managed to record the gameplay for maximizing the melt hits. So yeah, there's that as well. So there's gonna be 3 different like rotations I'm gonna test out, and then at the end of it, I'm gonna see what the difference is, calculated and everything. So then you can see that one might be more beneficial than the other, or maybe not. But yeah, I'm gonna use that as gameplay. I will put on like some music in the background, but I'm gonna go and now get all the recorded gameplay, and I'll be right back.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn down. Can't be afraid to live this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Tonight, we're gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it away.
Alrighty, so I am back now. Finished recording all 3 different teams. I do just want to say that before I actually compared the different damage outputs, I did forget to mention some things. You can like tweak about a lot of the different things about the test dummy. Like for example, you can change their levels, you can change the resistances, you can change what like elemental aura they have, things like this. You can even go like all the way back here and change the test dummy. So you can see the swap dummy. I didn't change any of that. I just went in with the default one, so there's nothing changed. That's how I carried out the testing. So yeah, let's go into the comparison between the 3 different teams and the. I mean, you obviously already saw the gameplay, so you can imagine, but I want to like quantify into numbers the differences. So yeah, let's go do that. Okay, so now for the results. I'm just gonna preface. I'm gonna have like each team with like its own name. So obviously 6N is gonna stand for 6 normal attacks. 3ND will be 3 normals with the dash combo, and then the melt combo team where like I'll wait a tiny bit just to get the melt and then hit the opponent with Arlecchino's skills or like the normal attacks. But yeah, that's gonna be the team names. Obviously, I'm also not gonna take too long. I'm gonna put like bullet points on each different team on like the main bits about it. So like the highest peak that I got for the DPS, the total amount of damage that I got. But do bear in mind that obviously every single team did not have the exact same rotation. So I tried to make it as much as possible to have the same things, but it's not 100% identical. Like there was certain times where like I think the second team Bennett didn't have his burst ready for like the second like rotation or something like that. So it's not 100% identical, but you can see a difference between the different type of rotations that you go with. But yeah. Okay, so now just to go into a bit more detail, these are just specifically the total damage that each team done. So from the team 1 to team 2, you can see that there's a 3.5% increase between the damage numbers. But I do want to just let you guys know that I believe that for team 2, like one of the rotations didn't go perfectly like well and like the recorded gameplay. So this 3.5% should be more like 67. Okay, I didn't really want to say 67 just for the meme, but let's just say 7 to 10% like damage increased. I think that's more like representative of what it actually should be if you do the N3D combo compared to just the 6 normal attack. But then moving forward towards the melt combo, from team 2 to team 3, there was a 17% increase, nearly 18% increase of damage, which, let's say if it was a bit more representative, like beforehand, team 2, it would have still been like another 10% on top of that. So from team 1 all the way up to team 3, if I'm not mistaken, the value is close to like 25 to 30%, which is pretty insane. So just from like changing your combos up and all that, you get like close to 30% extra damage. That is pretty insane. And then this is exactly why I brought out the average results as well. So this helped me explain the point that I literally just made of team 2. You can see that there's a 10.45% increase from team 1 to team 2 of the average DPS, which is much more from like 3.8, I believe, from the previous like total damage output. This is more representative of like how much of an increase you're looking to get from actually doing the correct combo. And then on top of that, from the team 2, you get another 10%, 10.81% into the melt team. So from team 1 to team 3, you get a total of 24.24% increase, which is very big. It's very, very big. Like in terms of numbers, like this is pretty much like a C1 upgrade, or even like Harlequino C2. It's more or less like 25 to 30% increase of damage. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, and now we are back into the world of Genshin. So obviously I just demonstrated to you guys that with 3 different teams, 3 different rotations, there is a difference within the damage that you get. In the team specifically to like this Harlequino, I'm going to say because obviously she's very, very invested into. So you can see the differences in a bigger scale. So she's obviously C6R5 with a C6 like support, like Silali and all of that. So from her base like team, from just not changing everything from the rotations to her best like melt teams, you can get more than like 100k DPS, if not even more. Like I'm sure that some people are gonna be seeing this like video and they're gonna be like, even your melt rotation wasn't great. Like I got like 2 melts within each rotation, but I know I've seen people do like 3 or 4 consistent melts within each rotation, which would have mean that I probably could have gotten like 500k DPS, which is pretty insane. Like it would have been like a 150k DPS difference from one team to the other, even though all 4 characters are exact same. So let's say if you ever go like to test out your damage and you're not too happy with the damage output, try out new combos, try out new variations of the teams and everything. Try them out. That's literally why the test dummy is over there. You'll be able to see the differences, and then let's say in the Spiral Abyss or even on Stygian Onslaught, you can use that to like get out more damage from your main characters, from your main DPS, and then hopefully you'll be able to clear like some of the hardest content in the game. But hey, at the end of the day, I just hope that this video was informational and you guys learned something from it. If you haven't like tested out new rotations, I hope that this incentivizes you to like learn more about your own characters to maximize the output and the DPS that you can get. But yeah, I do hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that I'll see you guys next time. And thank you very much once again. And see you next time.
We gon' be okay. We gon' be alright. 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 Must have been 2:11 when the world ended. At least it felt like it at the time. Teenage years make a heartbreak worse. Plus a lot was going on, couldn't stop it at the time. Dad tried to flip the house. Funny that it all ended upside down. Known for being optimistic, started feeling different. Couldn't fix it, started writing lyrics, all because nobody tried to hear it. Around the same time, hooked to the nicotine. Music and the smoke were synonymous to me, it seemed. Paid prices through the vices, both sides. Obsessed with a vision, I knew I could make mine. I knew it would take time, I knew they would outshine. Thought it was just music, didn't know that they would take sides. Freestyle at the party, they said turn it down. Sorry, was I talking over what you're gossiping about? Small town with dreams that didn't involve skis. Looking at me like a weirdo, outside of the scene. Stuck to my friends, stop fucking with fair weather.